Hi guys, welcome to your first lab clip video of the year. This is actually going to cover two density labs because we're doing labs 2 days in a row. And so the first lab will be working with some cubes and cylinders that we have, and the second lab will actually be working with chocolate bars. Make sure you let us know if you're allergic to chocolate or any of the ingredients in them so we can find you something else to work with that day. So the first lab is right here. This is your data recording sheet, and then your procedure will be on a separate card. There are two parts, so when you're doing part one, calculating the density of regular objects, this is where you will record your information. The instructions will tell you exactly what goes in here. And then when you're done with that section, you'll flip the card over, and on the back will be your instructions part two, which is irregularly shaped objects. So in the first section, you're going to work with a cube. You're going to use the metric ruler to measure it. Make sure you're using centimeters. This is looks like about 2.5 centimeters, so when you get yours, check it. Because it's a cube, of course, the dimensions should be the same on all three sides. Looks like this one is, so it was well made. And that data will go in your chart, and then you'll have the calculators that you can use to help you do the calculations for that. And that's easy. That's what we call a regular shaped object. It has a formula. You can find the volume. These are a lot harder, these cylinders, to take the volume of, and so instead of trying to measure them and do the radius, it's kind of fiddly. We're going to have you do this by displacement. That's really easy to do. We're going to pour some water into a graduated cylinder. It's got to be taller than my cylinder. So let me put my cylinder next to the graduated cylinder. Make sure my water's higher. There we go. I've got right at 40 milliliters of water in there. So now when I drop the graduated cylinder in, I see how much the water went up. Looks like the cylinder's about 4 cubic centimeters. So we'll have some paper towels because of course it's going to be wet when you try to fish it out of there. You can fish it out by just pouring the water back into the beaker, catch it in your hands, dry it off. Well, of course, in order to calculate density, you have to know the mass as well. So we'll have the triple beam balances out. The instructions will tell you exactly what order to do everything in. You put them on here. You do what you do. If you're having any issues with your triple beam balance, let us know. That's day one. And there will be, of course, some questions to answer, a little bar graph to make. So make sure you do the back of the paper as your homework that night. Second lab. This is going to involve chocolate bars. And you will get, each group will get one Hershey bar. And again, you're going to have a procedure. And you're going to have a data sheet. You'll be working with the bar in different sizes. So when you unwrap it, be careful that it doesn't break. And then again, you're going to need to take the mass. So I've got pictures on the instructions to show you how much of the bar you should be using for each part. And you'll again be doing measurements with the metric ruler, which is going to be a little tricky because the candy bar is kind of thin, so you're going to have to make sure that you're reading this correctly. It says, some of them say centimeters, some of them say millimeters. The one right here is 1 centimeter, so that means each tiny line is 0.1. So if my candy bar, I'm going to do it with the wrapper on. If I lay it on there, and I count how far it went, it looks like it went up to about 8 lines, so that would be 0.8 centimeters. If you need help with those measurements, again, let us know. Hopefully there's a measurement guru in your group who can help you with that. So each day when you come in, your job will be to get right to work. This, the safety concerns are pretty minimal on this. The biggest thing is don't eat the chocolate bar until you're done and you have all of your data filled out. And once that's done, then check with your teacher. She'll let you know about eating the candy bar if you want to. There is some questions you're going to need to answer when you're done watching the video. That'll be a little quiz, so you'll see that on in your module. And make sure you take that quiz until you get a 100 on it. And remember that the quiz and the video counts as part of your lab grade, 20 points of your total lab grade. So really this is 40 points, 20 for each one. So make sure that you get this taken care of. And there was a secret word for this video, and that is displacement. Do not tell the secret word to your friends. That is how I know they've watched the video, is when they are able to answer the secret word question on the quiz. So the labs should be a lot of fun and teach you a lot about density, so we look forward to having you in class.